What up, y'all? It's your man, Abuamerican. It annoys me. Anyway, there we go. I made that video about cuckoldry the other day, and who knew that an example, a real time example would pop up. So, Angela Jolie and Brad Pitt, the reasons that they are getting divorced have come out, and one of the primary reasons was she said she wanted to move to London while he stayed in Hollywood, and they have an open relationship. Now, I didn't cover that in my last video. Open relationships are another methodology of a female trying to cuckold a male. And like I said in my original video, who broached the topic? She did. So he was like, oh, hell no. And then she, apparently, according to the article, flew into a rage because he rejected the idea. Now, here we have Brad Pitt, a man who obviously values himself and, values his social status as an individual who is in the public sphere and eye, and has said, my woman is not going to go around sleeping with a bunch of dudes while I'm sitting over here looking like an idiot. Now, a couple of things happen here that prove that my hypothesis, what I said in my video, is correct. First and foremost, gynocentrism, feminism, and white knights will jump to her assistance. Now, in the article, you can find this article on the Daily Mail. I'll try and link it below. I always say I'm going to do that stuff, and I never do. But nonetheless, in the article, they tried to really spin it to make Angela Jolie seem like such an angel. She wants to move to the UK and become an ambassador for peace like Diana was, and concentrate on her, philanthropy and her taking care of poor sick African babies and bringing stability to Africa. But they didn't focus on what Brad's biggest problem was. He didn't have a problem with her trying to save kids in Africa or trying to become the new Diana. No, he had a problem with her going around just screwing a bunch of dudes and doing it at his expense. That was his breaking point. He was like, you can't do that. I'm not doing no open relationship. Even though he can get probably almost any woman he wants, he's just like, he's not going to be like the average guy who accepts an open relationship while his wife goes around getting railed by everything on the block and he's struggling in the desert all dry because he's not a player or something. And this is what the average guy situation is. No, he's Brad Pitt. He can do what he wants. But he said no, even though he can get women easily. This goes into something else I had said in the past, that women make poor ethical decisions and therefore make poor ethical leaders. What kind of decision is that? Ethically. We're going to get into logically, but ethically, why doesn't she just leave? Just say, look, I want to sleep around, and we can't do that married because it's not an honorable thing to do. It's not even an honorable thing for men to do. Even though I hold that men are polygamous beings and they should be allowed to be polygamous, polygamy within the context of marriage. Not polygamous in the context of just just zombies in a daycare. No. And if a woman wants to change partners, then she should file for the divorce and leave accordingly. Don't try and cuckold your man and make an arrangement. The hell. Or go out and ride the carousel, but just be ready to ride it forever and die a crazy cat lady. Some ideas there. Logically, how is she making any sense? This is a woman who got both of her breasts cut off, her fallopian tubes, ovaries cut out, and for valid reasons. She has a high propensity or chance towards cancer because of genetics. But let me ask you, what man who's going to invest in terms of his relationship, in terms of long-term provisioning or care or partnership, in a 41-year-old woman with no boobs and had her plumbing cut out? Just logically. And then she's known to be a woman who wants to ride the carousel. Because what do you think an open relationship allows her to do? Ride the carousel. How stupid do you have to be Gentlemen, those of you who come here, ladies and guys or white knights who want to come here and throw guys under the bus, it's not misogyny. When you look at women and they consistently across the board, not all of them, but a significant number of them make these consistent, ridiculously stupid life choices, you have to come to the conclusion that if they were not, if considerable time wasn't taken during their youth teaching them how to logic out and reason over their desires, they are going to grow up to be as dumb as the average cat that's not castrated on the block. And they're going to go out and screw like a bunch of animals. Women are sexual savages unless you teach them to be otherwise. I teach my daughter. I spend a considerable amount of my time teaching my daughter about the differences between what's hormonal and what's logical. I have to do it. I'm a man. You don't think I wouldn't go out and screw everything I can get my hands on if I didn't put controls over my desires? I'm naturally a polygamous being. But logic and reason rules. Emotions don't. The desire to be wanted and needed and whatever else, which are all biological triggers, inside to to help establish the nesting nature of females. This is what's happening. But who's teaching them this? Everybody's like, oh no, be free, this, that, the other, yeah. Oh, she should be allowed to do whatever she wants, and you shouldn't be under the control of a controlling man, and blah, 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 blah. Well, obviously, our ancestors knew that women have a difficult time with this stuff, and that's why they put controls on them, because women have a difficult time, obviously, controlling it themselves. Jolie is a classic example. Look at her. How stupid do you have to be? Where is she going to find a man who's willing to invest long term in a relationship with her like she would Brad Pitt? A high quality man. Because Brad Pitt, whether you like him or not, whether he's an idiot or not, the guy's high quality. He's a star. He's rich. He has good public standing. He's not known for going out beating up old ladies or cussing out people and using racial epithets against people. He's got quite a reputation that's not bad. It's not known to be a wife beater, nothing. Where's she going to find a man that's going to invest in her like that? But she's not thinking like that, is she? Because she's just thinking, I can get a man anytime. She can attract a man. That's easy. Any woman can attract a man. To keep one, that's the issue. And at 41 years old, no boobs, and your insides cut out, what fool is going to invest in her? I'm not rich. I'm not doing financially spectacularly, and I understand that she is. I wouldn't waste any time with her. For what? It's a waste of time. I'd rather be a provisioner and have a woman view me as some half alpha, half beta than go and mess with her as just a side chick. Do you really think rich and powerful men are going to be interested in her? Because that's all she knows. So what else is she going to expect? And now the only rich and powerful, at least socially, powerful man she has, she's letting go over whims and desires. Listen to that. Whims and desires. The desire to go out and ride the carousel at 41. Dudes, this is cuckoldry that she's attempting to get Brad to cooperate with. Remember where I said they're going to try and get you first and foremost to agree to the arrangement. And he didn't agree to it. He valued himself. He did a better job than Wiz Khalifa. Actually, I don't know. Actually, those two, they actually did about a similar job. I guess Wiz has no choice but to hang out with Amber because she's his baby mama. And so he invites her around to hang out, which makes sense, but he ain't messing with her. But anyway, who knew that this was going to happen like real time? There you have a classic example, a real example. I think that's about it there is to cover, isn't there? That's stupid. Yeah, that's it. I covered everything that I thought about that case. Anyway, this is your man, Abuamerican. Just telling you and showing you that when I say this stuff, when I teach you about it, when I tell you about it, I'm not like, just throwing BS out my mind and just like, oh, listen to me with some pseudo intellectualism, blah 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 blah. No, man, I'm telling you, I'm reading this stuff and I'm just bringing it together in a less scientific way. Unless you want to go out and read psychological journals and tons and tons and tons of material, I'm doing it for you because this is what I do. This is something I enjoy. Anyway, if you thought I was full of BS, there you go. You have one example of where I'm not. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you think Angela Jolie is doing the right thing and she's a victim of a controlling dictator husband who won't let her go and let men jizz in and on her. You white knights, man. I can't wait till you get yours. I used to be there and I understand. But Turd Flinging Monkey said it right. There's nothing like the power of pain in changing the way a person will behave. And let me tell you something, ladies. When you hurt a man, it changes him forever. He'll never be that man again. I actually had an ex say, you were actually truly a guy who cared about me. She's been out and she's probably been riding the carousel and getting just, pumped and dumped. And she's like, damn it, I had somebody who cared about me. And now I've gone red pill and I'm just like, get the out of here with that BS. Ladies, when you hurt a man, it changes him permanently. It changes his view and his perspective on women, on his perspective of a woman's ability to love him and his ability to love a woman. All because you like to do stupid stuff like this. Not think. You want to react. You want to be emotional, and you want us to control our urges, which are biological. They're physiological in nature. It's like drinking water, the desire to be with multiple women. It's like wanting food, and you can't even control your emotions and your desires. Don't look at us cross-eyed. Anyway, this is your man, Abuamerican. Catch me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, all at Abuamerican. I'm out.